Hi, and welcome to Prepping Essentials.
Good morning, it's 7 o'clock on Sunday the 29th of November. Another cold and murky morning. Just making my way down to the land, and as always not quite sure what we're going to get done today, but let's find out. Well, here we are down on the land, and as you can see, it's another cold, wet and murky morning today. It's actually very foggy. You can't really see much apart from the shine of the polytunnel as I cross into the field. Lots of little fiddly jobs I'd like to get done today. A bit more electrics, permanent fix for that diesel heater. Lots of different little things, but as always, we're never quite sure what we are going to get done. I'll get myself in the cabin, get opened up, definitely get the kettle on, and definitely get the fire on as well, because it is bloody chilly this morning again. I'll keep you posted as I make my progress. I won't be here for the whole day today. I've got some other things I need to be doing, but I'll get as much as I can done, and I'll let you see what I'm up to as I go along. Well, the fog is gradually lifting. It is still a little bit misty, but at least I can see now. So just opened up the polytunnel, got the fire going, and that's warming up the cabin while the kettle boils. I'll finish off painting these 3x2s. You can see again where the condensation's dripped off the roof. I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah. So it's been dripping. I'll not worry about that today. I'll just turn these over and paint the undersides, and then they can be drying. This camera's not focusing again. Don't know what's up with it. So I'll get those done this morning. I'll be bringing a few bits and pieces out of here, or I will eventually, for the garden room. Certainly bring the watering system out and some of the more fragile plants like this fig. But I think main focus of today is just to continue with the electrics, box in that diesel heater, little fiddly jobs. Like I said earlier, I won't be here all day today. I've got other domestic stuff to be doing. I'll probably clear out these pumpkin and squash beds as well, now that they've all died off. So little bits and pieces, nothing dramatic. I am taking it a little bit steady because this rib is still giving me a bit of stick today. It's a little bit tender, so I'll try not to be bending and stretching too much. But first things first, get myself in there and get this cup of coffee down me and take it from there. Well, that's got rid of that little job while the kettle was boiling. May as well get it out of the way now, get it all dried off. So I'm going to get myself in the cabin, pour this cup of coffee, sit down by that fire and get warmed through. Damp days like this always make you feel colder than it actually is. It is a nice quiet morning though. Very peaceful down here. Wish it was like this every day. You can tell it's Sunday morning. Well, it's another cool morning. I've just been finish off painting those 3x2s in the polytunnel, and I've made a point of just making sure I get my coffee down me before I start. Quite often when I'm down here I just lose track of time and I keep saying I'm going to have a coffee, I'm going to have a coffee, and I never get to actually have it. It is a bit cool, if you can see the breath. But it's a chilly morning. I brought in with me you'll have seen it in previous videos, I brought in my big tub of seeds. These are a bit of a mixture of my normal run-of-the-mill seeds, of which I have lots and lots, but also I've got specialist heirloom seeds in there as well, and I've also got lots and lots more packets of just ordinary run-of-the-mill seeds and seeds that I've harvested myself. So I've got some true potato seeds. You'll remember quite a long time ago now, I got some last year and some this year, some potato berries, and I've deliberately saved the seeds. So these are the 2019 seeds. Absolutely loads in there. I bet there's a few thousand in there because they are small. They're the 2020, this year's tomato seed, potato. They are the same family though, potato and tomato, or tomato and tomato, as they say in the States. So that's 2020 potato, true potato seeds. I've got some wheat somewhere. I think it might be in that other tub. There's a field across from my house. It had wheat. It was last year or the year before. I think it was the year before, 2018. And when they'd finished harvesting, there's a little track that dog walkers use a lot, and I used to go jogging. Haven't done that for a long time. I used to go jogging along that track, and I noticed after the harvest there was loads and loads just strewn on the field still. Whether that's the actual seeds themselves, or there were places where the combine harvester had missed and there was still some actual wheat full growth. And I took a little carrier bag and collected a load of the heads of wheat, and then at home in a bit more leisure time spent ages just taking out the actual wheat berries themselves, drying them out and then putting them in a packet. So they're in amongst here somewhere. God knows where I've got that many seeds. Just as a future hedge in case. But these are just normal packets of seeds that you'll see strewn around. And I think I did mention this in a previous video. This time of year, if you can find some of the supermarkets, they will do special offers. So you've got 8 packets of seeds there for 99p, which is an absolute bargain. So whenever I see those, there's another one there, I always make a point of grabbing them, because you can pay an awful lot. If you compare that 8 packets of seeds there for 99p versus 1 packet of cauliflower seeds for 99p, it's a big difference. I mean, some of these packets of seeds, I try not to buy them in peak time, because for what was a packet of carrots there, 99p, you can pay £2. It's ridiculous, the variation in price over the year. So I've got those. I've also got, this is the tub that is in the polytunnel, or was in the polytunnel. And this is stuff that I've been growing actually here. So things like carrots, cauliflower, there's a whole host of them here, all different kinds, cauliflowers, carrots mainly, because they're the things that I grow the most of, peas, and then there's a whole host in there. And look at that, I was talking about wheat, there it is, 2019 packet of wheat berries. And And really I just wanted, while I was down here today and a bit more leisurely time, just to take a little look, see what I had down here on the land. Don't know if you'll see that or not, but 2019, and they're still in perfect condition. So yeah, just more at my leisure, just to see what I had got. It's amazing how many packets of seeds I do have. I knew I had a lot, but the more I look, the more surprised I am to see just how many I do actually have. So I wanted to take a look at those, kind of organise them a little bit, and make a little inventory of what I had. I will definitely, as we go into this new year, be topping up again. You can never have too many seeds. But I also wanted to see and have a little think about what I'm going to be planting next year. It's so nice at this time of year when it's dark and damp and miserable, and very little light, to just have that glimmer on the horizon, something to look forward to. Have a little think, have a little plan about where I might want to plant the different things and what I want to do differently over what I did this year. It is all a learning curve. I don't think you'll ever truly become the world's expert, no matter how much time you invest. It's more about seeing what works for you in your piece of land or in your little garden with pots, growing the different plants and vegetables, making your mistakes along the way, so that in the following year and in subsequent years after that, you can gradually improve, both in terms of the knowledge and skill that you have, but in the amount of crop that you actually get from what it is that you've planted. And this year has been a big learning curve for me, as you'll have seen in my videos. Even things that you would think would be easy to grow, they never are. I've had lots of weather problems, I've had lots of pest problems, little critters eating, particularly things like the pumpkin and squash. The bigger critters have enjoyed making meals out of those. And it's given me valuable experience that I can put into practice next year to become better, and hopefully to produce more. I've certainly learned with things like the potatoes and the carrots, which are the biggest things that I intend to continue growing here, because they are, after all, the things that I eat the most of in a normal day-by-day meal plan that I do. So succession planting is something that didn't really work well for me this year, but having learned what I have learned this year, in future years I should become much better at succession planting, and everything not arriving all at the same time, which means I can't physically eat it there and then, and more importantly, it's not available to eat later in the year because it's already been grown and harvested. So lots of things for me to think about and lots of lessons learned to put into practice for future years. I've had a couple of comments in different videos about planting and what other people have either tried themselves or suggested trying themselves. It's different for everybody because you all have different environments, whether that's the climate that you're in or whether it's the physical size of land that you have to play with to grow your crops. But what I would say to people, if you don't have access to a large piece of land, don't worry about it, because as you will have seen if you've watched the channel for some time, you can grow a remarkable amount of stuff in pots, either in a small garden or indeed on a patio or even a balcony. So don't be put off if you don't have the land. It is still possible to grow your own. You just perhaps can't grow quite as much as you would want to. But do it. Don't be put off. And don't think it's a waste of time, because the experience alone is extremely valuable. And if we ever did get to this something hit the fan scenario, there's an awful lot of land lying around, even if it's just the verge of a roadside, to put your skills into practice so that you can grow more and have access to fresh food when it all goes wrong and something hits the fan. So don't be put off if you don't have access to large amounts of land. It's still worth doing for the experience, and it's definitely worth doing in terms of the difference between things that you grow yourself and stuff that you will buy in the supermarket. The difference in taste is unbelievable. Only recently I did a video, a cooking with your preps video, and if you've seen that, you'll know that I used onions that I grew here as an experiment, really. They were definitely a last minute thing, almost too late to grow actually. I left it way too late. But I did a little experiment. The onions grew, and about 2-3 weeks ago I harvested those and I used them in that cooking video, and I was amazed at how sweet the onions were. It was really, really amazing. Might sound a bit stupid that onions can be sweet, but they were. And certainly a massive difference between the ones that I grew myself and the ones that I would normally buy in the supermarket. So even if it's a small space and you're growing in pots just on a patio or a balcony, give it a go. You will learn a lot from it, and you will be surprised at the difference in taste between shop bought food and things that you are growing yourself. Anyway, this wasn't meant to be a long chat. As quite often I get sidetracked when I'm doing these things. But yeah, have a go. Let me know in the comments section what it is you've been doing, how you got on. And if, like me, you are thinking about what to do next year, give me some tips on what you're planning to do next year. There might be things that you grow that I haven't considered. I know for sure there's lots of stuff that friends grow, things like kale. I've never even tried growing it, and to be honest, I don't think I've ever eaten kale. How bizarre is that? But I haven't. So don't be shy of leaving a comment on what you're doing, and also if you do have questions on things that I've done this year and perhaps haven't explained so well in the video, bring it up in the comment section. And if there's enough interest on the subject of growing your own vegetables or on seeds, if there is enough interest, maybe it's a subject I could look into as an individual video, or maybe even on a live stream. Let me know what you think. But I'm going to finish this coffee off, and then I need to get cracking. I've got more electric to run, lighting to run, that boxing in of the diesel heater to do, and I'm sure I'll get sidetracked along the way and do something else completely random that I wasn't even intending to do, but that's just the nature of how I do things. I do genuinely make it up as I go along. Whatever you're doing, enjoy your day, stay safe, and I'll catch up with you later on in the video. Well, I've just been temporarily rigging up this diesel heater. Got the tank on the wall, so that's secure. I've just fabricated a little A-frame bracket on this corner and mounted the actual heater and pump on there. Then I've got the battery box underneath for the power. It's just firing up. A little bit smoky because I've been tilting it around, so there'll be some diesel spillage inside, but that should clear in a minute. So I'll just give that a little while to settle itself down, and get running and we'll see how that turns out. Well, I don't know if you can hear the difference or not, but that's fired up now. The igniter's lit and that's warm air coming out of that end. It is just a temporary fix. I will at some point box in this whole section, but I don't really have the time or the materials right now to do that. I just wanted to get that off the floor, because the more it rolls around on the floor, the more likely it is to get damaged. Don't know if you can hear the difference in the pump ticking away, gradually getting faster, which means it's pulling more fuel through. That's quite significant heat now coming out of there. Quite surprising really, since it's only been running for a minute, 2 minutes. But the idea is that we get some ducting around the end of there, run it down the side of the cabin and then pop through somewhere. Don't know whether to do where the toilet is here or whether to pop it in by the door somewhere around here. I guess we'll find out in future videos, but it's up, it's running, it's not going to go anywhere right now. It should be quite happy until I can get a proper cabinet made for it. I'm not really getting much chance to do any filming, but I wanted an outside light just by the side of the cabin where the door is, so I've just popped that up, and now it's on. I can tap it into the cabin wiring. It just pops out through that feather edge boarding. So I'll link that into the existing cabin lights and I'll give it a test drive once it's up and running so you can see. Well, that took a lot longer than I anticipated, but it always does when you're trying to tap into an existing electrical system. But if I flick the switch, there we go, we have light. So this side of the cabin, which didn't have a light, now will have. You'll know that I've already got lighting at the front, so hopefully that'll make life a little bit easier when I'm down here in the early hours of the morning. I will at some point just run another one, probably on this back end somewhere, or maybe over by the tractor garage, because there isn't actually any lighting on this side at all. There's a little owl on duty as always. So yeah, haven't made my mind up. I might pop some on this side, but not today. I'm starting to lose the light already. The fog's rolling back in again and it's actually started raining. So no light, can't see, and I'm getting wet out here. So I'm going to get myself back in the cabin. I've just taken the feed out of the existing electrical circuit, so it comes in from this little chocolate box junction here, where the light was originally going out to what was an external wall until we put the garden room in. So I'll take another feed, probably from that same chocolate box, to run to the far end by the tractor garage. They're all controlled off this same switch on the wall here. But I think not for today. I do need to tidy up in here. It is looking like a disaster zone again. There's stuff strewn everywhere, and I've still got half a cup of coffee that I never got a chance to drink, so I might have that now. Well, we're having everything today. The light is disappearing, the fog's coming back in, and it's raining. I've just been tidying up the garden room. All the materials have run out when I've been doing the diesel heater and cutting wood to make a bracket for that. It's a temporary job, but at least now that heater's not rolling around on the floor, getting trodden on or or getting wet. It's got a stable platform to work off now, and it does work, which is always the bonus. That extra lighting's up now outside the cabin door and the garden room door, so when it's dark I can have some light around that side. I will put one up somewhere around the tractor garage, I think, but to be honest, I'm cold and wet and this rib of mine is not improving, probably because I'm bending, stretching, cutting wood, climbing on step ladders, doing all the things I shouldn't really be doing. I made this coffee ages ago and never really got round to drinking it. Which is kind of always the way. You, or I, come down with all the best intentions, and I have half a plan in my head as to what I'm going to do, but everything just takes so much longer. So when you're doing your own planning, just bear that in mind. Things never happen as straightforward or as quickly as you want them to. So it's not been a full day. I would have liked to have spent the full day, but I've got other things I need to be doing. Normal life does still go on. There are still jobs around the house that need doing, ready for going back to work again in the morning. And the longer I'm here, the less chance I have of getting those done. So I do need to crack on. I'll get tidied up in here, lock everything away, and get myself off home, I think. Another day. Progress, not as much as I would have liked to have had, but any progress is still good progress. Well, there's always one last job. I've just popped this this portable solar panel out, and I've just popped it onto that battery box, and it can sit during the week and just charge up. It's surprising, actually. I mean, for the skeptics out there, if I just pop this up, and let's see if we can see. Yeah, so we've got 12.1 volts in the battery, and you can see the panel is charging the battery. So even on a really crappy, miserable day, which it is outside, it is still charging, and it'll just do that all the way through the week. It'll just trickle charge away, and then when I come back at the weekend, that battery box will be charged, fully charged back up again. Really handy piece of kit, this. That was my very first solar panel. Well, I can't remember how many years ago now. So anybody who's thinking about solar, I can't recommend these highly enough. You're only getting 100 watts, but it's perfectly ample for charging things like these battery banks, mobile phones, tablets, little electronic devices. Really good. I'm guessing at some point, once I get this permanently rigged up for that diesel heater, I think I might be tempted to pop that outside and have it permanently fixed, and then I don't need to worry. It'll just constantly be charging away. Anyway, I'm going to get myself locked up and off home. As I say, there's always one last job. Well, that's the cabin all locked up. It's still cold, still raining. Polytunnels close up. So I'm ready to go. I have just realised though, yep, there we go, I've not covered up the wood pile. Would you believe it? So I will do that now, and then that will be me off. Another day done, or half a day done, but we have made some progress, and that's all that counts.
Well, that's it for this video. Short but sweet today. I have got other jobs that I need to be getting on with, and to be honest, that rib was giving me a little bit of stick today, so I just need to slow down a little bit. But hopefully there was something in there that was of interest to you. If you did like the video, please do click on the like button. Also feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. As always, welcome any comments, questions or suggestions you might have. Feel free to leave them in the comments section below. But for now, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.